Hey, what's up guys? This is Budget Yugioh coming at you with another deck profile, and today I have something a little different. It's a deck that you've probably never seen before because I don't think no one's ever built a deck like this. But basically, I don't really have a good name for it, but it's going to be the Legendary Exodia Incarnate Link Turbo. And basically the story behind this is I wanted to create a deck built around the Legendary Exodia Incarnate because I saw this card came out a few years ago. No one's really been able to make use of it. I wanted to make a deck that can consistently summon him out and actually make good use of his effect. And so this is definitely not a competitive deck profile. This is one of my fun decks, and it's something that I built from my own creativity. I saw some ideas from Exodia deck profiles, but this one is a little different because we actually don't win with Exodia, the forbidden one, by gathering all 5 pieces in the hand. We actually just want them in the graveyard to power up the Exodia Incarnate. So I played this once in the casual duel at locals, and I managed to make it work, and my opponent only beat me because he summoned Borosaur, but I'll get into the specifics of how this deck functions and what the goal is. So before I get into it, make sure you like the video and subscribe for more Budget Yu-Gi-Oh! This deck, honestly, I don't recommend building it because unless you can improve it, there's no way to play this like competitively. But it is somewhat consistent. I will admit that it loses to hand traps because it is a combo that it loses to every hand trap in it possible almost. So it's pretty fragile, but it's very funny for you to see. It's worth it just to see my opponent's reaction when I summon this, and they're like, "What does that do?" And then it's like, "Whoa, that's 4,000 attack unaffected by card effects." So I'll get into the explanations of my cards, what they do, and why I chose to run them. Legendary Exodia Incarnate. So it can only be special summoned from your hand by tributing an Exodia or Forbidden One monster. Wait, one Forbidden One monster, yeah. So any of the Exodia pieces can be tributed to special summons from your hand. This gains 1,000 attack for every Exodia piece in the graveyard, so maximum 5,000 attack, which is a lot. And it's unaffected by all other card effects, even your own. So really, the only way your opponent's killing this is with high attack monsters. So usually this is going to be at 3 or 4,000. So the easiest way for your opponent to kill this is with a Borosaur Dragon or like an Avramax or something, or a Kaiju. So those realistically are the only ways that people can easily get rid of this. This also has an additional effect. When it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can reveal Exodia pieces in your hand to draw that many cards. So if you do get this destroyed, at least you get 1 or 2 cards back, so you can get back into another combo. At the end phase, you have to add an Exodia piece from your graveyard to your hand, which is actually a bad thing. But we can make use of that, and I'll explain that a little later on. So, yeah, this is the main objective of the deck. So I'm playing 3. Sometimes it just gets banished off a lure, which is fine. I've added a tech card to make it searchable. Alright, we got the Exodia pieces here. Gotta play the 5 pieces of Exodia. We're never going to win off this, so mainly just want to send them to the graveyard and use them as link fodder. That's essentially the engine of the deck, and everything is to turbo out the Exodia pieces. So I'm playing a Flamvell Guard, and I'll explain a little bit later why I'm playing that. And then we got the 3 Treasure Panda. So this is the engine I'm talking about. If you don't know what this does, basically you can banish 1 to 3 spells or traps in your graveyard, and then special summon a normal monster from your deck equal to the number that you banished. But then this is not once per turn. So you can just keep banishing one and summon out the 5 targets, which are all the Exodia pieces besides the head. So we have 5 targets to use for link summoning, which is actually very powerful because the goal of this deck is to get Treasure Panda on the field and have 3 or more spells in the graveyard to consistently just keep using Treasure Panda until you can just get your combo for free, and you basically plus off all these cards that you send to the graveyard. And then to get access to that, we play Triple Summoner Monk. So Summoner Monk discards spell, special summon level 4 monster from your deck, which is almost always going to be Treasure Panda, unless you've already got it. So this enables a lot for the deck, but this is also the weak point where your opponent can hand trap you, and your turn basically ends. So again, I'm saying if you're allowed to go through your combo undisrupted, you can do some pretty incredible things. If not, then this can be your backup on the following turn to go into a rank 4. So I was playing Utopia Double because Summoner Monk is incredible for going into Utopia Double. But I tried to make this as consistent as I could because it is not a competitive deck. I wanted to be able to go into my objective as often as possible, and Utopia Double just was a little clunky. I mean, Summoner Monk, you can discard the double or nothing if you saw in hand, so this deck runs a ton of spells. So I'll get into that later, but generic good cards, the dangers, just the ones that are guaranteed to do something good, the Jackalope, Nessie, and Tsuchinoko. Most of the time I end up just discarding these off the Lure of Darkness, which is fine to be honest, because we really just need to see cards. I'm playing one Toon Mass Sorcerer. This is a very obscure card, but it's a level 4 Dark Spellcaster which comes into play, and it's searchable off of Toon Table of Contents. And then my tech card is going to be Witch of the Black Forest. Basically this one, if I use it to equip something with Union Carrier's effect, then I link that off. This goes to the graveyard and I can search for a monster from my deck with 1500 or less defense, and guess what? Exodia Incarnate has 0 defense. So because of Union Carrier, I changed up the deck, and then now I can consistently search it whenever I want. So this makes a huge difference. Or I can special summon this off Saruja and link it off and search it that way. So the extra deck really is what enables Exodia Incarnate to be able to come out consistently now, which is interesting because I've seen a lot of decks that don't really utilize the speed that's necessary to turbo into Exodia Incarnate. They kind of like try to play stall cards, which just is not going to work. But anyways, let's get into the spells. One of the best spells in the deck is Toon Table of Contents, and it's not because of the effect, it's more of the functionality. Because if I see this and Treasure Panda in my hand, I have full combo, because this adds 3 spells engraved to add fuel for the Treasure Panda. So basically this plus Treasure Panda becomes a easy link 4 into Saruja. If I have additional spells, then I can make a full board and keep using that Treasure Panda and really abuse the fact that Toon Table can search itself. So that's a pretty cool thing about this deck. It uses a bunch of different engines that would have nothing to do with each other, but through creativity I really like pieced together, okay, this functionality serves this purpose, and then this purpose will help fill this condition to summon something or get this on my deck. So the other best card in the deck, Try White. So this special summons 3 level 2 or lower normal monsters from the graveyard, and that's really good because it's a +2. And ideally we will see this after the Saruja, and we'll already have the Exodia pieces in the graveyard. So this gives easy link 4 access. So imagine you go through the combo, you draw into Try White, you play Try White, and you have an easy Appaloosa or Boar Sword, which is pretty strong. And then my personal favorite deck I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm playing Magical Mallet in a deck in 2020. I thought this card was really good in the early 2000s when I played back then. Realized it's a -1, just to mulligan your hand. But in this deck, it adds a spell to the graveyard, so we recoup that minus back from the graveyard through Treasure Panda. And this allows us to see Treasure Panda more easily. I tested this without the mallets and it's somewhat inconsistent, and then with the mallets added in, you just get to see cards. Like, you don't care about pluses because your engine cards do it for you. And the mallets really help you dig into your deck and put back things you don't want to see. So, my personal favorite. I'm playing 3 Allure Darkness. We play a lot of dark targets, and as long as we don't banish all the Exodia Incarnates or the pieces, then Allure is fine. We play enough targets to banish. And then with Toon Table, a lot of the time I just banish the Toon Mass Sorcerer with the Allure Darkness. So it comes in handy, actually. Like, it allows you to thin your deck by like 5 cards, just seeing Allure and Toon Table. And then honestly, I call them filler because they're literally just to add spells to the graveyard and to draw cards. And that's what half the deck is. So I'm playing 2 Foolish Burial Goods and then Metalfoes Fusion, just to add another spell to the graveyard and act as an instant, Upstart Goblin. So this can brick, but we have Saruja, and then we have Mallet, so we can always put the Metalfoes back. And it's the only target for the Foolish Burial, but it helps. Having the extra spell engraved really does help. Card Destruction, just in case you see in your opening hand to use. Other than that, it's just discard fodder as a spell, but it's a very powerful spell. You can get any clogged Exodia pieces from your hand to the graveyard. I play Pot of Avarice. This is a combo deck, and we link a lot. We can go into, honestly, sometimes I'll make link 1s off the Exodia pieces, and then link into Saruja just to add more extra deck monsters to the graveyard, so you can draw off Pot of Avarice easier without having to put the Exodia pieces back. So that's one thing that I added that helps. Upstart Goblin, honestly, really good card in this deck just because it's free. And I play 1 Wonder Wand just in case you want to send a spellcaster to your graveyard and draw 2 cards, which is not too bad, but I'm only playing at 1 because it doesn't come up all the time and you never want to see multiple. And then the only traps I play, 2 Obliterate. Obliterate is basically a continuous version of like a Compulse, and you have to send a Forbidden One or Exodia card from your hand or deck to the graveyard. So this is going to get the head out from your deck to the graveyard after you combo, or you can send the piece that you keep getting back at the end of your turn through the Exodia Incarnate. It has a second effect where if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add an Exodia card from your graveyard to your hand, or Forbidden One card, monster actually. Yeah, but you can only use 1 effect per turn, so you typically want to do the Compulse. But let's get into the extra deck. The extra deck I'm playing for my Link 1s, Link Rebo, Link Spider, and Relinquished Anima. Now, Anima is not super necessary, but we play so many Link 1s that if we're going second, we want to be able to snatch something up. Link Spider can help unclog your hand of the Exodia pieces and get that 4th monster for Saruja. And then Link Rebo, just as another level 1 to link off for Pot of Avarice or for additional protection against attacks. Like if your opponent plays Borosaur, then we could stop that. Then Link 2s, we play Union Carrier, with the main target being Witch of the Black Forest. And I was thinking of playing the Destruction Sword to equip the Exodia Incarnate to lock out Borosaur, which can work, but Exodia Incarnate will not gain the 1000 attack boost. So I decided I'm just not going to make use of that unless necessary. Then I play Nightmares, Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Cerberus. It's very easy going through these and it's helpful. And then Link 3, Nightmare Unicorn. Just additional removal because this deck, honestly, it doesn't have too much removal besides the Obliterate. So it really relies on the extra deck to toolbox into solutions for whatever scenario you're in. Saruja, playing 2. I was playing 3 because it's possible to go into 3 on your first turn, which is crazy, but kind of unnecessary because now that Union Carry exists, I don't need to draw 20 cards to search for the Exodia Incarnate. But this is very useful for extending combos, and the special summon effect will help you. It helps me finish off. If I have like a Summoner Monk on the field, I can special summon on level 4 from my hand, and then make a Baguska or something like that. So actually the cool thing is that if I put Baguska on the field with Exodia Incarnate, I am playing a Baguska. Exodia Incarnate is unaffected by all card effects, so he doesn't change to defense position, but all my opponent's monsters will, and then the rest of my monsters are Link monsters, so pretty funny board I can set up. But yeah, the other Link 4s I'm playing Boral Sword Dragon, and then Unchained Abomination. And I'm supposed to have an Appaloosa here, but you guys know I'm a budget player somewhat, and I refuse to buy Appaloosa or IP until they get reprinted this year. Oh yeah, and my proxy for IP Masquerena. But these cards are very important because it's very easy to get Link material onto the field, so basically if Exodia Incarnate can't beat my opponent to death, then the extra deck monsters have to do the job for me. And I'm playing Abyss Dweller and Baguska, so this rounds out the deck profile. I really have to show you guys test hands to display what this deck can do, and I'll get into that in a second. Alright, just trying to shuffle as best as I can, and we're going to do test hands to showcase whether I get full combo or if I break. So let me adjust focal length here and see what we can do. So always go first. Let's see what we can do. Oh wow, Toon Table, that's perfect. Toon Table, okay. So the fact that you get Toon Table will probably make it a good hand, but we have the Mallet. We're going to Mallet and send back these 3. So you can shuffle, draw 3. Basically, we are just digging for Treasure Panda. Or Summoner Monk, because that can also get the Treasure Panda. And let's see, so 1, 2, 3. Alright, well, let me go ahead and Toon Table to thin the deck. Add Toon Table, activate Toon Table. Search for the last one. And unfortunately we have the Toon Mask Sorcerer in our hand, but that's fine because we have the Allure of Darkness. We will activate. Draw 2 cards. And we will banish the Toon Mask Sorcerer. Well, we drew the Exodia Incarnate, but we still need to see Treasure Panda, so sorry, Goblin, draw 1. Okay, Summoner Monk. We have the combo, and we have our 5 spells engraved, about to be 6, which is good. Summon Summoner Monk, switches to defense mode, activating its effect by discarding a spell. Sending Toon Table to the graveyard, and we're going to summon the Treasure Panda from our deck. Now, we're going to banish 1 spell from the grave 3 times. So banish, 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 face down. And summon. We have to do this individually because you banish 1 at a time, but for the sake of demonstrating, I'm just going to pull out 1, 2, 3. So, okay. Honestly, at this point we can make Saruja, but since we have so many spells, I'm actually going to just link this and this, so we can make Link Spider and also Link Revo. And then we're going to banish another spell from the graveyard. Face down, but off of Treasure Panda's effect. Special summon Flamel Guard. And then we are going to link into Saruja Skuldred using these 4 different names. And get to draw 4 and then put back 3 at the bottom. So I'm just gonna shuffle this again. So this really fixes any bricks that we may draw or have in our hand. And that's the cool thing about Saruja and Mallet. We play a lot of bricks, but they always go back into the deck, and it fixes our problems. So I'm gonna send back Witch of the Black Forest. We don't need to search, and I'm gonna send back Treasure Panda, and then I'll send back Alert of Darkness. So these will go to the bottom of the deck, and then from here, what I do is I summon out 3 pieces of Exodia and then leave a spell in graveyard for the Treasure Panda to use again to summon an additional piece to tribute special summon the Exodia Incarnate, which is fine. But then we do have the Tri-White, so we can do additional things off that. Now, I think I will go ahead and activate Tri-White, summoning back the 3 Exodia pieces. And I did link off these 2. I didn't need to, but if I happen to draw Paw of Avarice, it makes it easier to get the additional draws without having to send all the Exodia pieces back and weakening the Exodia Incarnate. So, from here, I mean, we could send it back because then Treasure Panda, as long as you have spells engraved, you can continuously summon back and then make more links. But here, if we didn't see the Exodia Incarnate, what I would do is make a Union Carrier and then equip the left arm with Witch of the Black Forest, and then link those 2 off for IP Masquerena, and then make search the Exodia Incarnate and then summon it, which is I don't know. In this situation, we don't need to do that. We haven't used Saruja's special summon effect yet, so I'm going to go ahead and tribute this to special summon Exodia Incarnate. And then we're going to link these 2 off for my proxy my proxy IP Masquerena. And then we're going to overlay these 2 for a Baguska or Abyss Dweller, whatever is better. So we did that, and then considering we had to go through a bunch of different draw cards to open up this combo, this is a pretty decent board because we do have the IP to summon a Unicorn, or we can go, well, we could have summoned out Saruja, used the Saruja effect to summon the Summoner Monk and then done something else, but I'd like ending on Baguska and Incarnate because he's going to be, okay, well, we have to add an Exodia piece back. So actually, before we do that, so we're like this. We're going to use Treasure Panda's effect, banishing Mallet. Special summon the last Exodia piece, because we want to maximize the Exodia Incarnate's attack. So we can make a link 2, just using these. I don't know, whatever link 2 we play. Union Carrier or whatever else, and we use Saruja effect, special summon, overlay these to make Baguska. At the end phase, Exodia Incarnate adds Exodia piece back to her hand. And then now the IP has the Nightmare will have a discard button. So it's one test hand with this, like that. But here we go. Alright, we have Upstart Goblin, we'll go ahead and activate that. Draw one, try whites. Man, try white is really good. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to summon Treasure Panda, set the try white, activate card destruction. Or would I do, let's see, would I draw off? See, that's the thing I have to consider. Do I want to summon something off the Treasure Panda and then Wonder Wand and then card destruction? I think I will. Let's go ahead and activate Treasure Panda. This lowers the chances of drawing into it, I think. So, summon the Great Leg of Exodia. Activate Wonder Wands. Set equip to the leg and then send it to the graveyard to draw 2. Allure of Darkness and Toon Mass Sorcerer. Go activate Allure of Darkness to draw 2 cards. And then banish the Toon Mass Sorcerer. Then from here, I think I'm just going to activate. Well, we can use Treasure Panda's effect. Summon out 2 more pieces. Exodia. Summon left arm, summon right arm. And then we can activate card destruction, discarding all 3 cards in hand, drawing 3. Allure, and Treasure Panda. Okay. From here, I'm going to activate the Metamorphosis Fusion, send it back into the deck, and draw 1. So, let's go ahead and shuffle it first. Draw 1 card. Wow. Somehow drew it back. Wow. That's pretty unbelievable. But we will have to deal with that. I think we could play around it. So let's go ahead and activate Treasure Panda again. Send banishing card destruction for the Glamroll Guard. So fortunately we can make Yugioh. Let's see. We have Treasure Panda in hand if we want to continue doing combos, so let's just do that. So let's make Yugioh Skulldread. 4 different names. So we'll draw 4 and put back 3. Wow. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put back 1 Treasure Panda, put back Metamorphosis Fusion. And then I'll put back 1 Allure of Darkness. Now, so I'm going to go ahead and activate Try White. Special 3 Exodia pieces. And then I'm going to see. I just want to add more link material. So we will make the relinquish the anima and then link through. Then I can link these 2 into Union Carrier. Using Union Carrier effect, equip left leg, Witch of the Black Forest. I'm actually going to just link this off for Link Spider. So Witch of the Black Forest goes to the graveyard, activating effect to search. Add Exodia Incarnate. Now, because we added with Witch of the Black Forest, Exodia Incarnate cannot activate, but we can still summon it because that does not summon. The effect to add an Exodia piece from a graveyard to a hand does require an activation, so that can't be activated, but that actually helps us even more. So we can extend a lot further by using the Pod Avarice and the Summoning Monk and everything, but at this point I feel like that's a little excess. So here we just want to end on like an IP plus rank 4 and Exodia Incarnate. Go ahead and activate the Tri-White face down. Summon out 1, 2, 3. And then I will tribute this for the Exodia Incarnate. Subspace, let's go. Link 4. Let's make another Surja. Or I could have made a Appaloosa with 4 negates, which also would be good, but let's see. We got Surja, draw 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We're gonna put back. Well, keep the Exodia piece actually for once. I feel like I don't need Avarice right now. Do I? No, we'll keep it just for next turn. Put back Allure, and then put back Treasure Panda. So we'll use Saruja's effect to special summon Summoning Monk, and then activate Toon Table to add other Toon Table, and then use that to add the other Toon Table. Using Summoning Monk's effect, discarding Toon Table, summon Treasure Panda. Go ahead, set the Obliterate, and then overlay these two. Let's see. In this case, yeah, I think I would just link these two into IP Masquerade. Yeah, IP Masquerade, and so we can use the Unicarrier on next turn with the IP to make a unicorn. We have the Obliterate, and then we have a potentially 5,000 attack Exodia Incarnate when we discard the head of Exodia. But pretty cool stuff we got going on here, and I like. I personally love playing this deck, even though it's not that good. But as you can see, we can put out some boards that are respectable, to say the least, and we get to meme while doing it because we abuse Treasure Panda and summon Exodia on our opponent, so we will obliterate them. So, hope you guys enjoyed the demonstration of this Legendary Exodia Incarnate Turbo Link deck. And if you guys have suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. I haven't seen anyone else try to create this deck, but it would be cool if we could work on something together to make this better. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.